Good morning, my wonderful people. Today we are going to be talking about the divorce between Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas and all the different things that I have been hearing about this whole situation. It's pretty nuts, and I'll tell you who I am siding with at the end. So without any further ado, grab your snacks, grab your drinks, and let's go ahead and jump into it. Roll the intro. Welcome back. Now, for those of you who have no idea who either of these people are, Sophie Turner is probably best known for playing Sansa Stark in the Game of Thrones TV series, and she's also been in quite a lot of other things, I think, since then. So then we have her husband Joe Jonas, who I really don't think needs much of an introduction. But he's one of the Jonas brothers who blew up in the early 2000s on Disney Channel and in the music world. And it's three brothers. They are well known for such hits as Burning Up. I don't really listen to their music much, but I was a Disney kid back then, and I do remember all the Jonas brothers hype. Every girl wanted to date them. It was a thing. But I haven't really heard much. They've been on tour again, and they're making new music. But yeah, these two got together, they got married, and they have two children. And we are going to talk about what is happening now with the divorce, because there's quite a few alternating things with this situation. There's a lot of differing opinions and things being said. Now, I found this article on The Guardian, and we're going to go ahead and read it and figure out what is going on. Joe Jonas filed for divorce from Sophie Turner on Monday after 4 years of marriage and two children. The 34-year-old Jonas Brothers singer filed to end his marriage with the 27-year-old star of Game of Thrones in a Florida Miami-Dade County court. The filing says that the marriage between parties was irrevocably broken. Turner, who is from Northampton, it is super early this morning, guys, I'm sorry. Turner, who is from Northampton, played Sansa Stark for the 8 seasons of HBO's Game of Thrones and also played Jean Grey in X-Men Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix. The Arizona-born Jonas brother came from fame with his brothers Nick and Kevin starting in a band in 2005 and subsequent Disney Channel series. They released their 6th studio album in May and are currently on a tour of U.S. stadiums. Turner and Jonas married in a secret ceremony at a Las Vegas wedding chapel on May 1st, 2019, right after the Billboard Music Awards. Country duo Dan and Shay performed at the wedding. The couple then had a daughter, Willa, in 2020, and last year had another daughter whose name they have not made public. Jonas is seeking joint custody of his 2 girls, according to the divorce documents. The two had a prenup agreement that Jonas expects will be enforced, according to the filing. Representatives for both Jonas and Turner did not immediately respond to comment, and on Wednesday, Turner and Jonas each posted statements to their individual Instagram accounts. After 4 wonderful years of marriage, we have mutually decided to amicably end our marriage, the statement said. There are many speculative narratives as to why, but this is truly a united decision, and we sincerely hope that everyone can respect our wishes for privacy for us and our children. But that is just one article and one statement that they both made. Now, let's go on to this article that I found from the New York Post that talks about a couple of the weird things that are supposedly coming out from the Joe Jonas's side of the whole situation. Joe Jonas faced backlash on social media Tuesday after the SOS singer filed for divorce, claiming that his ex, Sophie Turner, had an affinity for partying and was to blame for the split. She likes to party, he likes to stay home, and they have very different lifestyles. A close source told about the couple. A source close to the couple told TMZ shortly before Jonas, 34, filed a petition to end his marriage to the Game of Thrones star. Since the comments were released to the public, the eldest Jonas brother has been trolled by several online users claiming that Joe Jonas is trying to make Turner look bad and like a bad mother. Joe Jonas could have quietly filed for divorce, sneered one user on X, but the over-the-top smear campaign, plus the fact that he waited for her to be in the UK and leave the kids with him before he filed, just makes him look scummy. Which, the reason why Sophie Turner is currently in the UK and Joe is here in the US having the kids while he's touring is because she's going back to work. There's a little bit of context here. Sophie Turner just had another baby this year and is going back to work. She's an actress. That's her job. And a lot of people are saying that, well, she is also working. You know, you're going to have to take turns watching the kids when one of us is out doing something that it kind of makes it hard to watch the children. And I understand that because it is a little bit weird that he would wait until he has the kids and she's off working in a completely different country across the sea to file for divorce from her. Like, it's a little off. News that Jonas was seeking to end his 4-year marriage to the UK native emerged on Sunday and was subsequently confirmed after the Celebrate singer hired lawyer Tom Sasser, who famously handled Tiger Woods' divorce, to represent him in the upcoming proceedings. One fan claimed that the statement sounded like Jonas and his PR team were trying to get ahead of something. His team just keeps putting stories out about how he tried to save the marriage, one fan wrote. How she's a big partier and how with all these other stories, well, she hasn't even said a word. Yeah, she really hasn't said anything about this, and all the things that keep coming out from close sources about this divorce are all about Joe being a good dad and how she's a partier and they have different lifestyles. Jonas also claimed that he and Turner would like to share joint custody of the couple's 2 children, 3-year-old Willa and a 1-year-old whose name they have yet to announce, despite the fact that both children reside in Miami with their father. Also stated in the couple's ironclad prenup agreement that the Grammy nominee will keep all his royalties from the music he made with his brothers as well as his other band, DNCE. Cake by the Ocean, Turner will also be reportedly keeping all the money that she made from Game of Thrones and any residuals from her acting career. The pair will also keep the rights to their image and likeness and businesses associated with their celebrity status. Both Jonas and Turner released a joint statement, which we've already covered, claiming it was a united decision. And that's, I think, it for this article as well. Also, Chris Evans got married. Chris Evans got married. I know this is kind of a weird thing, but like, hey, Chris Evans got married. I'm sure all the fans, I'm sure there's a core group of women that are probably mourning today. And not just because it's 9/11 when I'm filming this. But anyways, let's go back to Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner and all this bullshit. Now, one thing that a lot of people are saying is that a lot of these statements aren't really true because there is multiple videos of Sophie Turner saying word for word that she's a homebody. She likes to stay home, and Joe is more of the partier. Joe is the one that she says that she has to kind of clamp down on sometimes to stay home with her and the kids.
Staying safe, you're quarantined.
Yeah, very, very safe, very, very quarantined. Kind of loving it.
You like this business of staying home, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm an introvert. I'm a homebody. I just like I if I could stay at home all day, I would. So this is great for me. I leave the house like once a day anyway to walk my dogs, and then that's it. So
you like the fact that, I mean, you've been on my show many times. You're always very beautifully dressed, this is a real change for you. You look gorgeous, but you can kind of just wear anything. Do you like this?
I love this. This is great, isn't it? Like, you don't have to get dressed up. I'm wearing my sweatpants.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm business on top, party on the bottom. It's great. Yeah, I heard the divorce rates are up.
Yeah.
Joe and I, it's actually kind of, everything seems to be working out in my favor here, because Joe's like he's a real social butterfly. So I struggle to kind of lock him down and have him just spend time with me. So it's like prison for him, but it's great for me. Like,
So, and she said that as early as 2020. There's another video I seen circulating on TikTok where it was a challenge that Joe and Sophie had done, and it was one of the challenges where you get with your partner or your significant other, and it says things, the audio will say things, and you point to one or the other that it applies to. Like, who likes white chocolate more? That kind of thing. And then you point to the person. Or who likes comic books more? Or going out? Well, one of the questions was, who's the home buddy in the relationship? And both Joe himself and Sophie both pointed at Sophie. So Joe, in that moment when that video was filmed, agreed that she likes to stay home. So now with this close source, which again we have to take with a grain of salt, we don't know who these quote-unquote sources are. A lot of the times, like with the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, we found out that a lot of the close sources that TMZ got about the whole mess that was Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's divorce, all the stuff that was a close source ended up being Amber herself. So we don't know if this could be Joe Jonas saying this stuff or someone in their, in his circle, so to speak. Like, we just have to take those kind of things with a grain of salt always, because it's just, at the end of the day, it's somebody random saying something that could just be their opinion and TMZ running with it simply because they're close to the people involved, But regardless, even if that statement holds any truth that he said this, well, it's just not inherently true, considering he's literally confirming it in a video, right? And the thing is she herself also says that she likes to stay home more. So, which is the truth? Also, we have to put this into account that Sophie Turner is really young compared to Joe. And when she started starring in Game of Thrones, she was only 14 years old. And then when she finished filming that show, she instantly jumped into being a wife and a mother. So there's an argument there that she hasn't really even gotten a chance to party or to do anything in her early 20s, because she already had, let's think, she's 27. 3 years from 27, she would have been 24 when she had her first kid. She would have only been 24. And now she just had another kid in 2023. So she's basically just been a mother for most of her 20s. So she grew up working at 14 years old on a huge ass TV show, thrust into this public spotlight, and probably already knew from her childhood who Joe Jonas and the Jonas Brothers were. That's a whole 7 years, almost 3 years shy of a decade older than her. And he also grew up famous and already got to experience all that stuff in the capacity as a celebrity, while she was kind of just thrust into this with what was seemingly her biggest role at the age of 14. It feels like they're trying to mom shame her, and I just really don't get it, because she hasn't said anything. She really hasn't said anything besides this was a mutual decision. She and Joe posted the same thing. It was a mutual decision, and that's all she wrote. She's just been kind of living her life since then, and all these things are coming out from close sources on Joe's side. So I do understand where these people are coming from that are commentating on it, saying like, well, it feels like they're trying to get ahead of something, and it's known that they're very private, and yet he's been taking photos with their daughter very publicly on tour while all of this is going on. It strikes me as odd. I kind of just wholeheartedly stand with the Queen of the North, Miss Sophie Turner herself, because it does feel like they are just on the attack for no reason, because she hasn't really been saying anything. She made that one post that they both made, and that's it. Like, that's it. So why all these things coming out from close sources only about how good Joe is and how, you know, how she failed the marriage, so to speak. And it just doesn't seem fair, doesn't seem right to me, and I really hope that Sophie Turner is able to just move on from this and thrive and be able to be involved in her children's lives as fully as much as possible, with her being a working woman and everything. And I'm not saying that Joe's a bad dad. It just seems a little fishy that there's just this huge attack on her while she literally has just been minding her business. She let people know what was up and then went about her day. So I'm gonna have to stand with her because it does seem a little bit odd. Now, that's what I got for you guys today. Happy Monday. I hope I will be able to put out some more videos. I try to take the weekends off because that's when my fiance has his time off and we really don't get to see each other much during the week, as well as Thursdays. I consider that my day off because my show comes on at that night, and that's also the day that I choose to clean. So that way everything's clean and I can watch my show and feel like I did something that day instead of just laying around. So yeah, I will be working from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And ever since I have had that balance, it feels great to have that time to take care of all the other things as well as myself, because your girl has not prioritized herself much in her life, and she is trying to learn the difficult art of self-care. So that is gonna try to be my schedule as much as possible, but with life being crazy and everything, it might change. And that's what I got for you guys. If you feel like it, hit the like and subscribe on your way out and join the Rando Not Nation today. If you're looking for my socials, they'll be right here on the screen, right there for you guys to all see and join me on other platforms. I love you all so much. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.